On your feet! Get them going!
Sorry I'm late. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations Live. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. Not a priest, pastor, rabbi, whatever. I'm just a guy on the internet talking about the Bible and stuff. I got my last summer church camp shirt on, which I drew. Because winter camp starts today. I'm heading out in a couple hours. And then I'll be gone until Monday. So probably no show Monday unless it's a late. Now, Monday's already usually pretty whack crazy for me. So I don't think I'll probably even make a later showing. So see you next Tuesday. Forgot about that. What's on your mind? Yes, winter camp sounds cold. Winter camp sounds cold. I know. It's freaking cold, isn't it? It's like, I don't know what it is right now. Actually, it wasn't that cold, but it was so cold this morning when I took JoJo to school. Ooh, Nelly. So I imagine it is going to be a frigid up there in sort of the more mountainous regions of actually, I don't even know if it's San Diego County. I think it's like it's 45 minutes away, so it's probably still San Diego County. I'm not sure. I'm off for MLK, for milking. Is that what Monday is, Martin Luther King? Was it like 50 degrees cold? Yes. Possibly in the 40s. Cold. Also, are you good from the fires? So far, so good. The other day, we did have a fire down at the end of the street. I don't know if it was Wiener Schnitzel or Jack in the Box or what, but there was a fire over there. And like, I couldn't go in front of my house because the smoke was like, so that was pretty gnarly. Because I started getting paranoid that these arsonist people in LA were going to come down here and start messing stuff up. So, what's on everybody's mind today? Because 50 degrees cold, although Northerners are all say, hold my beer. Your beer is frozen. Or their beer is frozen. Yeah, they're canceling. I heard they're not canceling. They're canceling the outdoor inauguration because it's so cold. I wonder how I have a couple of different friends going to the inauguration, so I wonder how that shakes out. Like, if you're already going, I mean, is there an indoor venue big enough to hold? How many hundreds of thousands of people go to the inauguration? Right? I'm squarely in the 50 degrees is cold camp. Heck yeah. 50 degrees is cold, man. 40 degrees. Freezing. Well, not literally freezing, but close to freezing. Is anybody wondering why I have the thumbnail with the hamster holding the 10 Commandments? Nobody's asked yet. So, did you guys not even notice there's a hamster holding the 10 Commandments?
Making my great escape.
40 Fahrenheit, 50 Fahrenheit. That's just good fall day or mid-winter day. I mean, I live in skin temperature or that right now. Not too cold. So I may have got that wrong. It may have been in the 40s this morning. Either way, it was still cold for us Floridians. Yeah, let me check. This is silly. Weather.com. I want to see how cold it was this morning because I don't always trust the gauge on my car, right? You get in the car and it says it's 109 degrees, and then you like pull out of your driveway where it's not 109 degrees, and it's like you drive down the street, it's like, oh, it's only 90, or vice versa. So okay, come on, I hit the thing. Let me see. 91977 San Diego. Okay, here my specific. I want to see what it was. So is this says it's 41 degrees overnight. tonight. Woo. Oh, where are we going? Sorry, I should probably check these things on my own
Oh
time.
my gosh. Like, keep them in their spawn.
Why is it not searching?
Someone's trying to sneak to the point.
There we go. Ooh, it's gonna be 38 degrees overnight where we're going.
Mhm.
And only like 56 degrees in the afternoon. Ooh, it's only the highs are gonna be like under 60. Well, 60 is livable. I saw the hamster. I thought it was just you being your odd self. No. So on the stream the other day, on the other channel, I was making the joke about doing a war hamster 40K story. And then I was playing around with Grok with some ideas about war hamster 40K. And then I went to have them populate the image of Moses with the 10 Commandments to do my thumbnail. And for some reason, the memory of the war hamster conversation made hamsters, and I'm like, oh, this is too funny. I have to use this. I was thinking about bringing long underwear. I was actually indeed.
Easy, lol.
I was indeed. I was curious about Moses. I totally noticed. Was going to ask and got distracted. I was wondering. Yes, I was going to ask about the hamster. Yes. So that's what it was. Now I've got hamsters on the brain. I'm not sure what to do about it. Oh, Grok had hamsters on the brain, so Amy, yes. All right. On a less pleasant note, this just popped up on my Twitter right before. Is that the right one? I got here. And just freaking, David just lost his wife. And so it's very close to me right now. But it's like my other friend lost his wife about a year ago. And so, yeah, bring it down from the hamsters. New article, ivermectin and fenbendazole testimonial. 60-year-old Nebraska woman with stage 4 lung cancer saved from hospice after only 1 month. Hospice, that's where they send you to die. I recently helped save a cancer patient from hospice. The story, 60s-year-old woman with stage 4 lung cancer in both lungs and bones, inoperable. Originally diagnosed in 2020, post-chemo rad, was in remission 18 months, but suffered aggressive recurrence with metastasis. Sorry. Tried Keytruda, didn't work. November 2024, had toxicity post first cycle of carboplatin and pemetrexed, Alameda, and was out of options. Daughter then reached out to me. Treatment we initiated right away. Ivermectin, 1 milligram. 1 milligram.
Press T on it.
Fenbendazole, 888 milligrams a day. Melatonin, 300 milligrams a day. CBD oil, 50 milligrams a day. The results. The plan from the oncologist was to then put her on hospice. After a month of treatment, the one spot in her shoulder, which was very large, is not lit up at all for cancer. The other 2 spots are still there, but have not grown. He told her that they would not put her in hospice, but they will rescan in 3 months. He never asked her what she was taking, just told her to keep doing what she is doing. Of course, they didn't ask. They don't want to know. Oncologists who don't care to find out what saved their patient from hospice. Hint, ivermectin and fenbendazole. That's the state of oncology in the United States in 2025. Atrocious. Some of the worst oncologists in the world. And these are the ones who will come to X after getting their 8th mRNA booster and pontificate on how ivermectin most certainly doesn't work for cancer. And then he names one of them. Incompetence in medicine shouldn't be tolerated, and cancer centers in the United States are full of incompetence. Maybe Robert Kennedy can do something about that. I will happily fire whoever needs to be fired. We need a full reset in medicine. In the meantime, helping cancer patients one at a time. And there's only one place you will find testimonies like these. So sign up and follow. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I've heard so many various things cure cancer. I think I'm not allowed to say that. I hope YouTube doesn't be like, you're not allowed to say that. Community strike. So what's the word? Supposedly? No. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Oh no, you don't. You don't.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Crypto, what's up, buddy? Crypto control in the house. Yeah, I just you just started taking ivermectin. Nice. Mike loves Twitsewer. Well, you know, I wouldn't say I love Twitsewer. Wow, that's amazing. It's not even uncommon. It's just uncommon for, and here's the thing, I think that people we're so indoctrinated into thinking that doctors have our best interest at heart, and I'm sure there are a lot of doctors that have your best interest at heart. But one of my friends is a medical doctor who is just absolutely disgusted at his entire industry because of stuff like this. This is so like different cures, different things to boost your immune system, detoxify, get, you know, just solve cancer problems. Let's put it that way. There's so many. And it's literally like you're not allowed to say that you cure cancer, that you have a cure for cancer in this country. You're literally not. You'll get your medical license taken away if you say it. They tried to do this to Brzezinski. You should check out him. He's a doctor in Texas. There's a whole documentary about him. It's not an enzyme. I kept saying it was an enzyme, but he discovered that there was not an enzyme, not a protein. It's I can't remember the word for it. But there's something in healthy people that is not in cancer patients. And he devised a way to extract that from healthy people and give it to cancer patients and cure them of their stage 4 cancers. And the FDA tried to shut him down. The FDA sued him over and over again. Of course, because, you know, can't go and cure cancer, can you? I know two people. Okay, I know one of them personally, and I know one of them, my father-in-law's best friend. They both cured their cancer through essentially Gerson therapy. Gerson is a guy who allegedly, let me just keep saying that, even though I know of two people directly that this has cured their stage 4 cancer, allegedly. Gerson therapy, it's this guy, Dr. Gerson, was around in like the 1920s. Albert Schweitzer, who I believe was known as like one of the smartest guys in the world. He cured Albert Schweitzer's wife of cancer, and Albert Schweitzer called Gerson the smartest man in the world. So his daughter or his granddaughter now runs Gerson therapy. But you know where the Gerson Cancer Center is? You know where it is? Because it's not in America. Because you can't cure cancer in America. The satanic government, American Medical Association, and Federal Food and Drug Administration will not allow you to cure cancer. It's like a federal crime. So the Gerson therapy is in Tijuana. So if you're American, you have to fly to San Diego, drive over to Tijuana, and cure your cancer. The oncologist also told me she has leukemia. Oh, wait. Story starts earlier, I think. The oncologist my mom has been going to for years told me she had 4 to 6 weeks to live, and that was over a year ago. The oncologist also told me she has leukemia. No, she has a natural white blood cell count, that she's been living with her entire life. These stinking doctors. I tell you what, gonna get banned on YouTube, LOL. Allegedly, crypto. That's why a lot of these people with money go out of the country for treatments, and that's what drives me nuts. This, like as goes America, so goes the world. This Western mindset has permeated even into Eastern cultures, where it used to be Eastern cultures had their own medicine, which frankly I still trust more than Western medicine at this point.
Thank you.
But so much of the indoctrination has sort of taken over the mindset of like Eastern nations that it's the same thing over there. My aunt and my great aunt, no, not my great aunt. I think maybe 2 of my aunts in Japan have cancer, and they're doing the Western medicine garbage stuff. It's like, I hate everything. So I get livid. I am absolutely livid for all the grief that this money mill has caused. Friends, family, the millions upon millions of people, everyone you and everyone you know knows someone who has been affected by someone dying from cancer, right? That how many people can you say? I don't even want to count them, honestly. I don't even want to count the people I know who died from cancer, and it's completely curable, allegedly. Hate it all. And I hope all the people who are in charge of this, I can't. I hope God judges them accordingly. Oh, that's all I'll say. God, in your great wisdom, do what you got to do.
Oh, they got a fan.
I do get triggered. This is like serious. We need justice. Yeah. Oh my gosh. If by some miracle RFK Jr. can dig into this stuff, drop some serious accountability, bring the people up who have been hiding all of the alleged cures for cancer over the last 80 years, probably.
Oh no, they
yeah. Oh yeah, fasting can wreck cancer too. Since most tumors feed on glucose, the carnivore diet is said to be quite effective as well. Yeah. Cancer lives off of sugar. So if you cut it out, the cancer can't. Well, that's the carnivore diet part. But also fasting, when you fast, your body turns from carbs and fats to eating, quote unquote, itself. The first thing it eats are dead and damaged cells. Cancer is damaged cells. So the first thing your body would eat if you're fasting, I mean, other than the other stuff, is your cancer. So intermittently or whatever, because you can't just starve yourself until your cancer goes away. Then you get too weak. But if you do like intermittent fasting, you just eat 1 time a day. And ideally you eat a carnivore diet while you're doing that. That would probably do. I don't know if it'll take care of every single cancer. Like you said, it's like most tumors. But yeah, that's just one way of so many. There was research in Australia of the Wanabana plant, also known as soursop. They discovered that plant just I think it's the leaves, so you can make a tea with the leaves, probably not the fruit itself. I don't know. I just know they did the study on the soursop plant, not on, I don't know what exactly they're eating. But they said it was like 4,000 times better than chemotherapy at killing cancer. And it's like completely natural. has no side effects. It's not a drug. They can't patent it. They can't make billions of dollars off of it. That's why you've never heard of it.
Get him.
By the way, a father's friend who runs with him died on New Year's Day. Oof. Ran 22 kilometers with him on Old Year's Day, but New Year he died of a heart attack. Forgot the name, but you can still pray. Well, pray for comfort for your friend. A little late for his father. That actually happened to one of my best friend's dads when he was only 14, man. His dad comes in from a jog, plops on the couch, blasphemes God, and dies. He said, "Where's the GD remote?" Because he was going to watch TV, and he died right in front of him. So that sent him spiraling a little bit, as you can imagine.
And get back here.
But yeah, running is not necessarily good for you. As long as I'm going all the way down the anti everything the medical association tells you, don't exercise. I'm just kidding. But as the Bible says, bodily exercise profiteth little. Or is it nothing? Is it profiteth nothing or profiteth little? Profits. I get acupuncture for pain because it works. I had such a great dude for acupuncture. He was an Alphabiotics dude. He did acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractic, cupping, just all this stuff. And the funny thing was he learned all of this, like, quote unquote Eastern medicine, but he was a computer engineer, like a hardware computer engineer. And so he would always explain the human body as like he considered the acupuncture as he would look at the body like a motherboard, right? And he's like, yeah, you've got to reconnect to the circuits here because when you're blah blah blah, he's like talking like how you're reminding your nervous system that this nerve ending is connected to this by doing the acupuncture, and he like had this whole and he knew what he was doing, man. That guy was like, I wish he still lived here. It's my father friends, not my father. My father still lives. Oh, your father's friend. I thought it was your friend's father. Gotcha. All right. Running can be good for you, but if there are hidden health issues, running can be the final nail in the coffin. Oh yeah, and also if you're running and you're sweating a lot, actually everybody should do this already, but you absolutely need to take real and quality minerals, like the kind that can actually absorb into your body, not like if you grab one a day and it's coated in something that won't even let you digest it as it goes through your body. And even if you can digest it, they use rust for iron, and they use really bad minerals in those daily vitamins that don't get absorbed by your body. So you need to either use chelated, go to a health store. Don't go to Albertsons. Go to a health store and ask for either chelated, which is I think about 65% absorbable by your body, or colloidal. Colloidal is like 98% absorbable. It comes in liquid format. But your minerals, the 100-something minerals your body requires to run at peak, at perfection, it's like, like a car, you have to put all the different liquids in the different parts, right? Oil, windshield wiper, antifreeze. You have to have all the liquid. You have to have all the stuff for your car to keep running properly. Same thing with minerals. Your body runs on, well, not runs on, but the minerals have particular functions all the way through your physiology. And we don't get it in our food because we've drained it out of the food by refarming the same land over and over again for 150 years. Anyways, Redmond's real salt has pretty good mineral profile. Yeah, so good salts, not table salt, but like sometimes sea salt, depends on where you're getting it. but good sea salt should have a lot of the trace minerals your body does need, and they're just trace minerals, so you don't need a lot. No, Walmart vitamins aren't enough. It's not vitamins.
Oh my
It's
God.
minerals.
How did I that imagine?
But here's the thing. Your minerals are stored in your fats. All right. And so that's where body stores minerals for easy retrieval.
Okay.
And when you run a lot or when you sweat a lot, the minerals leach out through your sweat. You're depleting your minerals by exercising. So you need to replenish them. I went to the chiropractor on Wednesday. Right on. I hit the like, everyone. Thank you, Crypto Control. Yes, everyone do hit the like.
Who's running away?
I guess I missed the reading, and we are just into the quackery. None of this is quackery, man. You think vitamins and minerals are quackery? You must work for the American Medical Association. No, the Bible readings will start shortly. Actually, let me get that ready. King James Bible Online. We are in Exodus chapter 36. Wait, minerals are stored in fats, so air fryers are worse for you than normal fat. I don't know what you're talking about. Chuck says, years ago I was told I needed surgery to correct an issue with my ulnar nerve. I had acupuncture and it never came back. Oh my gosh. That was another thing. I'm gonna throw a little shade at my brother here but he knows. I already felt this way about it. After my nephew died, my niece, my other nephew, and one of my sons, who was closest to him, all developed scoliosis. Just suddenly, some huge stressful event twisted their spines. And I'm like, I went to my guy I was just talking about, Apologetics. I'm like, hey, can you fix scoliosis? And he's like, oh yeah, easy, one treatment. And I'm like, because it's your spine isn't the problem. I don't understand how anyone cannot understand this. Your spine is attached to muscles. Your spine, left to its own devices, is straight. Your muscles can contort and pull in different directions, and it will move your spine into the wrong position. If you reset those muscles so they're not pulling it, like he would do with, again, acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractic, and deep tissue massage and stuff, you can reset the muscles so the spine will relax. He wouldn't listen to me. The older son, my son's spine is probably fine now. The older son, I don't think they did anything, but my niece, he freaking went and had her spine fused. And I'm like, you just literally damaged her for the rest of her entire life because you wouldn't go get some
limbo, bro. What is that?
Freaking hate all of this. I hate all of it. What about being born with scoliosis? I don't know. That's weird.
There's a healer right behind you.
I mean, that's a birth defect, I would guess, right? That's not like this was okay. I mean, this was clearly stressful. It was after my nephew died, so enormous stress issues, and stress has physical manifestations in the body. And in this case, it twisted the spines of 3 people in my family.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
If you understand and you recognize that this was a stress response, then you shouldn't deal with it by fusing the... Sorry, it always pisses me off that he's you can have deficiency in the womb as well. Minerals are still minerals. True. Doctors are scary because we trust them. They're supposed to be the experts. Exactly. It's like the blind leading the blind. So I don't trust doctors. I don't trust doctors. I told this story before, Tom, but
What a
my son broke
Does no one know how to play
his
tennis?
shoulder,
Like, it just
and we were in there talking to the doctor, and the doctor saying, well, you should make sure he has a lot of calcium and vitamin D. And I'm waiting there for her to say vitamin K2, because it's not vitamin D that delivers the calcium into your bones. Vitamin D helps with cell repair. Vitamin K2 delivers your calcium from your bloodstream into your bones. How does this doctor not know that? This should be, you can look it up. Anybody can look this stuff up. Apparently, doctors are incapable of looking this stuff up. It's frustrating. Everything frustrates me now. All right. Well, enough of me nagging about the American K2, Devil's Air K2. Endless frustration. Endless frustration. Mike, I'm happy to hear somebody got their PC privileges back. Oh, yeah. We discovered the issue was me yelling. All right. And also, it's back. Bitcoin's back, baby. It's over 105,000 right now. We got 3 days till second Christmas, and looking good. Chuck says I was getting a lot of neck pain, tension, headaches, and general discomfort. That's why I started going to the chiropractor. Headaches are gone. Pain is down to a 4 or lower, and discomfort infrequent. Yeah. Okay, you can't get K2 from vegetables. That's why a lot of vegans and vegetarians are extraordinarily deficient in K2 and are likely to have health issues from it, like osteoporosis and heart attacks, because having that much calcium in your bloodstream causes plaquing, which causes heart attacks. The only vegetation you can get K2 from is fermented vegetation. So it's not actually the vegetables itself, it's the bacteria causing the fermentation. So you can get it in sauerkraut, natto, kimchi. I don't know what else is fermented. Beer? Does beer have K2 in it? That'd be funny. Alcohol? No, just kidding. Actually, I don't even know. Does beer have K? I'm gonna look it up. Does beer have vitamin K2? List of vitamins in beer. Don't you hate it when it's like, it says, oh, here's the list of vitamins, and then it doesn't actually just give you the stinking list? Looking at beer's vitamins. It just says B vitamins. That doesn't seem to make sense. 11 foods high in K2, Cleveland Clinic. Oh, that's just K. K2. Most typically associated with fermented foods and animal products. K2 isn't natural occurring. It's created by bacteria. Like I said, that's K1. Sources of K2. Like I said, natto, chicken breast, sauerkraut, fermented milk or kefir, which again you can't get if you're vegan. Gouda, no vegan. Blue cheese, no vegan. Egg yolks, no vegan. Chicken liver, no vegan. Butter, no vegan. If that's probably if it's like good quality butter, not like cheap crap. Salami, no vegan. Ground beef, no vegan. So yeah, if you have a naturally vegan diet, you're screwing yourself out of an essential vitamin. I love sauerkraut. Hated as a kid.
They got no way they kill me.
They have kimchi that's not spicy, but natto. The first time I ate natto, I thought I was eating sweaty socks. It was just gross. But then I kind of grew to like it because you'd mix it with raw egg and natto. Natto is fermented soybeans. Those of you who are wondering, and you mix that up in a fresh bowl of rice. Oh, that's good. I'm getting hungry now. All right. Enough of you guys. I made kimchi for my late husband, but I don't like it. Nice. All right. Let's begin. Then wrought Bezaleel and Aholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whom the Lord put wisdom and understanding, to know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all that the Lord had commanded. And Moses called Bezaleel and Aholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whose heart the Lord had put wisdom. Even everyone whose heart stirred him up to come unto the work to do it. And they received of Moses all the offering which the children of Israel had brought for the work of the service of the sanctuary to make withal, and they brought yet it unto him free offerings every morning. We actually went through the list yesterday. And all the wise men that wrought all the work of the sanctuary came every man from his work which they made. And they spake unto Moses, saying, the people bring much more than enough for the service of the work which the Lord had commanded to make. And Moses gave commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman make any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. So the people were restrained from bringing. Enough already. That's the title of this episode. Enough already, Moses says to all those people. We have what we need to build the tabernacle of the Lord. Also, I was thinking about this today. How weird is this section of scripture? Right? I mean, you can imagine like any other holy book, right? It's like, does God or the holy or whatever the source of any of these holy books like give you all these like IKEA instructions on how to build a dwelling place for him to be represented? And it'll go over this again in this chapter, but just think about that. It's like, why is there an instruction manual in the middle of this book for like how to build all of this stuff? And curiously, well, I mean, honestly, think about it. They use this instruction manual to build the second temple. And then they're going to use this instruction manual to build the third temple. Well, not this one because of the tabernacle, right? But like, so they use this instruction manual for the tabernacle. And then later when they build the temple, they also have this instruction manual. It's very interesting because like, it just seems not like you wouldn't think of it if you were making up your own religion, right? You wouldn't think to be like, all right, you're gonna need 6 nails, 12 screws, an Allen wrench, and coat them all in gold, and then take 3 particular colors of thread, weave them together in a beautiful pattern to make one thing, and then a layer of goat's hair, and then a layer of this, and then make sure you space apart everything, 6 feet apart, and then, well, okay, not 6 feet, but whatever. Make this exact number of curtain rods to hang your thing with the curtain rod, and then hang the curtain rods on the thing with the blah blah blah, and just like all this very very specific, like I said, IKEA instructions, except better than IKEA because IKEA is just pictures, word for word instructions on how to build this dwelling place. And it's not a dwelling place for people, it's a dwelling place for the Ark of the Covenant. And then again, super specific instructions on building the Ark of the Covenant. If you were making up a religion, you wouldn't come up with this stuff. It wouldn't even dawn on you, right? And then plus, if it did, you'd have to be an engineer to like think this thing, just voice it. And you'd have to be a really good one, because otherwise, usually when you're planning stuff like this, you plan, you get it. I mean, I took junior engineering, right? And you put a piece of paper down. You say, okay, how much space do I have? I got to measure all this stuff out. I got to do height, width, length, And instead, Moses is given orders of just like, this is exactly how it goes. You do what this says, and then maybe you can build a blueprint from the instructions, not the other way around. So as an engineer, this is completely backwards. As an engineer, you would draw the blueprint, and then you could use the blueprint to explain all of this stuff. But I don't think they were drawing blueprints. You make up a religion. Mormon slams door. Yeah. Tabernacle, quite different. Well, I wouldn't. It's different. It's the same purpose, except the tabernacle is portable. For the stuff they had was sufficient for all the work to make it, and too much. And every wise-hearted man among them that wrought the work of the tabernacle made 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple. Okay, so this is going to sound redundant again, but just like yesterday's, where I was explaining that the first time it's mentioned, it's God's proclamation or commandment. The second time is the action of that proclamation or commandment being done. So this is, and this part's funny because I think yesterday's it was like one on top of the other, and then this one it's like 2 or possibly 3 chapters apart when the proclamation was first made to this now finally being done. So there was time between. I don't really need to repeat myself, do I? Every wise-hearted man that thought wrought the work of tabernacle made 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet, with cherubims of cunning work made he them. The length of one curtain was 20 and 8 cubits, the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits. The curtains were all of one size. And he coupled the 5 curtains one to another, and the other 5 curtains he coupled one to another. And he made loops of blue on the edge of one curtain from the selvaged in the coupling. What is selvaged? I feel like we looked this up before. Do you guys remember what selvaged is? Likewise, he made in the uttermost side of another curtain in the coupling of the second. 50 loops made he in one curtain. 50 loops made he in the edge of the curtain, which was in the coupling of the second. The loops held one curtain to another. And he made 50 taches of gold, and coupled the curtains one to another with taches, so it became one tabernacle. And he made curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the tabernacle. 11 curtains he made them. The length of one curtain was 30 cubits, and 4 cubits was the breadth of one curtain, and 11 curtains were of one size. And he coupled 5 curtains by themselves and 6 curtains by themselves. And he made 50 loops upon the uttermost edge of the curtain in the coupling, and 50 loops made he upon the edge of the curtain which coupleth the second. And he made 50 taches of brass to couple the tent together, that it might be one. See, this is what pops questions into my mind. Why? And somebody, I bet you there's like rabbinic scholars that have thought of all of this stuff and come up with reasons, or at least conjectures. why is some of them are gold, but some of them are brass? Why some of them goat hair? Why, like, what is the specific meaning and purpose? Because you know it all has specific meaning and purpose. There's a Jewish saying, or a rabbinic saying, that when Messiah comes, he will not only explain the scriptures and the words in the scriptures and the letters in the scriptures. He will explain the spaces between the letters in the scriptures, which I thought it's a great, idiom for. There's so much in the scriptures that, like, so often we just read this stuff and we just glaze through it. It's like, oh yeah, it's instructions on building a tabernacle. But I guarantee you, when we get to heaven, or when we get to the resurrection, Jesus is going to make a Bible study out of this one line. And he made 50 tatchets of brass to couple the tent together, that it might be one. And Jesus is going to have like a 10-hour long sermon on why this line is important. And to us, we're just like, whatever. John Lovell, if savages wrote that book, you don't know what engineering is. Brass. And he made a covering for the tent of ram's skins dyed red, and a covering of badger's skins above that. I guarantee you all of this has symbology. I should dig into that. Obviously, I should have dug into it before I did this reading. And he made boards for the tabernacle of shittim wood standing up. And the length of the board was 10 cubits, and the breadth of the board 1 cubit and a half. One board had 2 tenons, equally distant from one another. Thus did he make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side, southward. And 40 sockets of silver he made under the 20 boards, 2 sockets. And keep in mind, they didn't have a milling machine. They had to do all this by hand. You ever watch those YouTube videos of guys who are like hand planing boards from wood? Woo! That is work.
Watch our left.
That is a ton of work. And 40 sockets, again, here, not brass, not gold, silver. 40 sockets of silver he made under 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. Why? I know there's a particular thing. What does anybody know offhand what silver symbolizes in scripture? I know it does something, and I can't bring it to mind right now.
Why would you?
But this is for the. Is it like the base of the thing? So the base of the tabernacle. Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna look it up.
Could I get a freaking heel? Hello?
Actually, I'm just gonna ask Rock. What does silver symbolize in the Bible? Purity and refinement, redemption, value and wealth. I don't think it is. Judgment, cleansing from sin, spiritual wisdom and truth. What does brass symbolize? Strength and durability, judgment and severity, purification and sacrifice, divine presence, human effort and labor, beauty and artistry, affliction and hardship. I think it's probably the purification and sacrifice part. Oh, was it the outer layer? Is that what that part was for? Because you have to be purified with the sacrifice before you get into using the construction of the altar for burnt offerings. Signifies okay. See, this stuff all makes sense. It's just we just gloss through it because it seems like an instruction manual. So 2 sockets under the other. For the sides of the tabernacle westward, he made 6 boards, and the 2 boards he made for the corners of the tabernacle in 2 sides. And they were coupled beneath and coupled together at the head thereof to one ring. Thus he did both of them in the corners. And there were 8 boards, and their sockets were 16 sockets of silver, under every board 2 sockets. And he made bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards on the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle for the sides westward. And he made the middle bar to shoot through the boards from one end to the other. And he overlaid the boards with gold and made their rings of gold to be places for the bars, and overlaid the bars with gold. Let me see what gold represents. What does gold represent?
No.
Divinity and purity.
I swear, this Cylon.
So
Mm.
the brass is a sacrifice. The silver is a purification. The gold is the divinity.
Nobody's shooting her but me.
So you have to sacrifice to be purified, to be in the presence of the divine. John Lovell, the Bible does science far better than you can imagine. Look at that. See, if you don't just skip through everything and you just kind of like dig in just the tiniest bit, everything has purpose. And he made a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen. With cherubims made he of it cunning work.
No! Why they all...
I don't really have time to go into what does blue, purple, and scarlet
They use
represent.
all their
But should I?
ultimates, bro.
I should, huh? Probably pointing to Christ as the sacrifice, right? Weird, right, Crypto?
Not yet. Not yet.
And he made thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood, and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. That's curious. The hooks were of gold, but sockets of silver.
Nobody was shooting sign like the whole thing.
Thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood. So the gold was set in the silver. How does that make sense? And he made an hanging for the tabernacle door of blue and a purple, scarlet, and fine twined linen of needlework. And the 5 pillars of it with their hooks. And he overlaid their chapiters and their fillets with gold, but their 5 sockets were of brass. 5 pillars with their hooks. He overlaid their chapiters and their fillets with gold, but their 5 sockets were of brass. Isn't that weird? These sockets were of silver, which is purification. These sockets were of brass, which is sacrifice. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm smart enough for this. John says Jesus was just a faith healer. What do you have faith in, John? Straw man. Well, that's not bad. I mean, people don't know what they think they know. So superstition doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But is that all a savage is? Oh, you're asking because he says savages are very superstitious. What's your definition of savage, John? Let's get to your definitions here. Actually, since I have a few minutes, I'm going to see what these colors mean. What does blue symbolize in the Bible? Heavenly nature, holiness and priesthood, the law and commandments. Oh, wait. In some Christian interpretations, blue has come to symbolize the Holy Spirit, perhaps due to its association with heaven and the divine. This is more traditional or symbolic interpretation rather than a direct biblical reference. Oh, okay. Let's go to what's directly biblical.
There goes Thor.
Okay, I don't think that describes the appearance of God's feet like pavement of sapphire. Oh, Exodus 24:10 describes the appearance of God's feet as a pavement of sapphire, blue, as clear as the sky itself. So heavenly nature. Israelites were commanded to put tassels on the corners of the garments with a blue cord as a reminder of the commandments of the Lord. So the law and the commandments, that's another. This blue thread served as a visual cue to remember to keep God's laws, symbolizing obedience, faith. So we could probably say the law. Let's see, what does...
Oh, shoot.
Purple symbolize? Royalty, priesthood, divine majesty. All right, let's go back to, I want to do it from the Old Testament. Blue and scarlet. Yeah, I know that. Curtains of the tabernacle. I know, that's what I'm talking about. Priesthood and holiness. Say blue and scarlet. Garments of the high priest. No. Divine majesty, curtains of tabernacle, included purple. I don't know. I can't find anything Old Testament, but in the New Testament, clearly Jesus is dressed in a purple robe when he's mocked as the king of the Jews. So I wonder if that is just prophetic. What is scarlet? What does scarlet symbolize? Sin and guilt.
What is our team doing? Hello?
Life and sacrifice, the lamb's blood, beauty and splendor, warning or judgment. I need actual context. Identity and marketing. It is, well, Rahab uses the red scarf, but I don't think that's probably it.
All right.
Contrition and repentance. In some interpretations, the deep staining color of scarlet might also remind one of the nature of true repentance, which involves a deep transformative change akin to the depth of the color. I don't know. I don't have time. I don't think I'm going to get to the bottom of this just by looking these things up. It's probably going to take a whole day's study. Let's see. I know purple is royalty. John Lovell, I recently had a discussion with some atheists, but they couldn't even tell me how they knew the universe was reasonable. Seems our faith is such a thing is quite superstitious. Yeah, John, are you an atheist? I don't know what your actual position is. Tell me what your what your faith is in, because you clearly have a faith. We all have faith. If you're an atheist, your faith is in random, meaningless chance creating all the complexities of the universe through the magic pixie dust of time. Biblical definition that faith is the essence of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. In effect, it's trust, specifically in God. I have no need for a God. No, you have no desire for a God. You do have a need for one. You just ignore it.
No.
I'm good without a God. Okay, explain the universe.
Just give me a second.
Explain abiogenesis. Explain how the first cell came into being without guidance or intelligence. You're not good. You're ignoring the gaping holes in your faith because you don't want to believe in God. Sorry, I was an agnostic. I was there with you, buddy, but I grew up. I'm not a scientist. Oh, that's your excuse for not thinking rationally. Well, trust me, no scientists have excuses for it either. No scientists have reasons for these impossible things either. So you're all a bunch of very, very faithful believers in the random meaninglessness of the universe, creating the very complexities of what is it, micro, like if you look through what's it called, subatomic microscope, and you can see the deeper you get, the more complex creation is. So you don't have the excuse of Darwin, who just looked through a little piece of glass microscope and saw a little blob of jelly and said, oh gosh, that would easily have come into being by itself. No, impossible. Why do people that are not Christian come to a Christian stream and be antagonistic? Because I have apologetics in the description, Arlene. I'm not here just to talk about the Bible with fellow believers. I'm here to give an answer to every man an answer for the hope that lies within me. This is my purpose. Tell me why you think that a guy in the sky used words to make stuff. Because he could, and he wanted to love. He wanted people to love. Tell me why your random meaningless chance created the universe out of nothing. And then try to figure out how that happened. No, I can't see my God's eyes. He's invisible. Hello. I notice how you keep ignoring my questions just by adding more questions of your own. All right, Arlene, we'll see you next time. Oh, the Sky Daddy argument. Proof that many atheists and agnostics don't understand Christian belief. Yeah, if he's this adamantly against God, he's just mad at God. What happened, John? Did somebody in your family... what was your personal tragedy that turned you away from belief in God? Don't say you didn't have one, because I'm sure you did. I heard that 90 times over on Revelation 22:13 channel. One of the weakest excuses, but I am a skeptic and use these shows for one of my information sources, and I question a lot. I like that a lot. What are you talking about, Devil's Air? What you talking about, Devil's Air? If you've got it all figured out, why are you here? Because he doesn't have it all figured out. He's desperate to finally admit to the truth, but he needs someone to push him over the edge. See, you won't answer a single question.
Really?
You won't think deeply enough about this subject, because all of your arguments and all of your comments are emotional.
Come on.
You just hate God. What caused you to hate God, John? What caused you to turn from what was probably a childlike faith when you were a kid? Did your parents get divorced? Did one of your siblings die? Did one of your parents die? Did some vital prayer that you were sure God would answer not come to pass in the way you wanted it to? Tell us. Tell us. Stop talking about your fairies. I am agnostic, but I use these shows to get answers for questions I have on the Bible. There you go. Exactly. And we're glad you're here. Is it not good that he's asking? It is good, but he's not asking himself. He's taking his anger and his, I don't know, what he probably feels like is betrayal, right? And he's lashing out at others who still have that faith, because deep down inside it hurts him that he doesn't have it anymore. Demonstrate your God. Everything is a demonstration of God. You can't get here with random meaningless chance. You cannot get here. Random, meaningless chance is your God, John. You cannot get 2-deoxyribonucleic acid that has in each freaking cell in our body contains more information than the Library of Congress. You can't get here through random, meaningless chance. No matter how many bullcrap theories you try to come up with, it is illogical at the highest order.
What?
Either way, serve. Yep. By the way, I'm Catholic, but more agnostic raised, if you catch my drift. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, we're 5 minutes over. John, please do join the Discord. Join the Discord if you want answers to your questions. You got nothing. You have a lack of understanding. You should do a deep dive. And I notice you just won't answer the question, what hurt you? Why God hurt you? I get it. I mean, everything doesn't always go our way. But that's what faith is. Faith is trusting that God actually knows better than you do what is for the best. So, anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll see you all in the next exciting episode of Cross Examinations.
Back in line, you dog! On your feet! Get them going!